When you're looking at a franchise model, I think the projections are a big part of your diligence. We can help you from A to Z and maybe show you a couple other franchises too while we're at it.
Bob is asking for some guidance. He says, reducing down payment for a $256,000 home service plumbing franchise investment. He says, Beau, I've been advised by my franchise broker's preferred lender that a 30% equity injection is required. I'm looking for alternatives to avoid such a high cash outlay. Your insights would be appreciated. Thank you.
All right, Bob. So on franchise financing, banks differ a lot. You can go to a bank, a major bank like Huntington Bank, and on franchise startups, they're going to be at 70% loan to cost. And then you can take it to other banks and they'll do 90% loan to cost. So I think you just went to a bank that's not going to be aggressive on franchise startups. If you check the box for that loan, I would imagine that you'd check the box for the higher loan to cost product, the 90%. I think it was just that bank or that lender or broker, whoever you went to, took you to a bank that's not going to be super aggressive, and they're going to be 70-80% of loan to cost, and you said you're at 70. So I would say there's other options, because we routinely close franchise deals up to 350 with one particular bank, and they'll do 90% loan to cost. So unless there's some caveat with the plumbing franchise, which probably not, I would imagine that it's just a component that you went to a more conservative bank, and that's why you should work with somebody like myself, or it could be any good SBA loan broker, because they're going to take you and they're going to shop the deal around to their bank partners and their credit unions, and they should know who's going to give the highest financing. If that's your goal, get the highest loan to cost, then it should be achievable. So we're closing routinely 90% loan to cost on these smaller franchise startup deals. So I would imagine that it can be done, and it was just a lack of you going to the wrong source that's taking you to what they can do. So the other thing to look at on these deals is what's your margin. So most of these banks on these smaller deals are going to be anywhere from 2.5 to 2.75 for the margin, and it's tied to Wall Street Journal Prime. Prime's at 8.5. So if you're prime plus 2.75, that puts you at 11.25. That's probably where the bank I would work with would be at, is 2.75 plus prime, and it adjusts with the prime rate. A 10-year term, no prepayment penalties. You can also, I'm assuming that 256, includes working capital and everything, but we can also maximize and see how much working capital is possible based on your projections. So if you have any questions, happy to dive on a call with you. You can go to bookwithbeau.com. I can kind of walk you through I can help you with the projections. I don't do the projections for you, but I have a template, and I've done a couple videos on it. I think a big thing about when you're looking at a franchise model, I think the projections are a big part of your diligence before you say yes to a franchise, because I think you got to know how things work. If you're doing plumbing, so the questions you'd want to ask are, what's the average ticket price? So when you go out and you do a job, what's the average ticket price? Is it $400, $500, $600? How many service calls per day is one van doing? How do you grow the business? Is it getting a second van? And so I'll walk you through all this, that we've helped many people who are getting involved in franchise startups, how they can use this tool to help them evaluate the franchise concept. And also, you need the projections to get the SBA financing. So we can help you from A to Z, and maybe show you a couple other franchises too while we're at it, unless you're in love with this franchise. So go to bookwithbeau.com. Happy to explore the financing, the franchise itself, and any questions you may have in between. So thanks for the question, and I'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
EquityInjection.com is the perfect solution for aspiring entrepreneurs who want to acquire a cash-flowing business, but don't have the necessary capital requirements for the equity injection. We've partnered with a leading mortgage advisory firm to help you secure the most advantageous SBA financing and overall capital structures for your business. Visit EquityInjection.com for more information.
Hey guys, Beau Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.